Staying with football, balikbansa na nga ang Philippine Azkals matapos ang kanilang runner-up finish sa AFC Challenge Cup. Kahit kinapos sila sa finals laban sa Palestine, kumpiyansa ang Azkals na patuloy ang kanilang improvement under Coach Thomas Dooley. And for more on the Azkals campaign in the Challenge Cup, as well as their future campaigns, we are joined by none other than Coach Thomas Dooley himself. Coach, welcome back to The Score. Such an honor to have you here on the show.
Good evening, Coach. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation to come here tonight. And it's such an honor to be with you. And first of all, we'd like to say congratulations for that wonderful series, for that wonderful finish in the AFC Challenge Cup. And my first question for you would be, did you expect that we would be having such a great start? You as a coach for the Azkals, did you expect that you would be leading the team to higher mountains?
Yes, actually. When I watched the team in the beginning, in the first couple of days before I actually had a meeting with Stan Palami, I looked at the team and I saw that the team has big quality, and so I was thinking about, you know, if I can get this team to that kind of a level where they are right now in that short of time, that would be great. And the goal was actually winning the Challenge Cup, and that's why we're a little bit sad and not satisfied with the outcome. We can be happy. I think we should be happy the way that everything went and the way that the development of the players are. So that should be great, and we should actually enjoy that. And we set a couple of records. You know, we won 3 games against teams that we have never won before, and we lost in the final against maybe the best team of the tournament. And you never know how it goes. It could be in the first couple of minutes when Phil had this chance. If he scored the first goal, you never know how the outcome would be. And if we would come back with a trophy, that would be, I mean, for the development of soccer in the Philippines, would be tremendously.
What would you consider the biggest learnings for you personally as a coach and the Azkals from the entirety of that Challenge Cup?
Just to find out where we're staying. The thing is that we always, you know, we look at the other teams, how they play against other teams, not against us. And we're trying to play our games. I always said we want to find out where the weaknesses are on the other team, but we always want to play our game. No matter what kind of a system we play, we want to play our game. So, and just to compete with them, and I said we want to, well, we all said we want to go and playing a different level. But to play at different levels, we have to do the work on the field, and I think that we showed in this tournament that we can actually, we are going in the right direction to go into the different level. So they had, before they had, like I said, never won against Laos, never won against Maldives, never won against Turkmenistan. We won those games, and we went to the first time we went to the final. So we are going there. It's a long way, still a long way to go, but I think from the improvement from the time when I came over and I saw what the team did in the Challenge Cup, so I'm very pleased with that.
Okay, let's go back to the AFC Challenge Cup. We saw that convincing game against Maldives. We scored 3-2. And going on to the Palestine match, we could see that we were having quite a hard time penetrating the defense, going near the goal. And what, in your point of view, did we lack in that game?
I mean, like I said, we watched the game a couple of times, and Palestine they had the best defense. They didn't get scored on the whole tournament. And in playing a tournament and not getting scored on, that tells you something. They had a great goalkeeper, the 2 center backs, tall, 6'4", something like that. The defensive midfield was an MVP player, same guy, 6'3" or something. So the whole defense in the center was very, very packed. So they didn't allow a lot of chances. So for us, we changed the system again to the ones we played before in a 4-3-3. So I wanted to play from the outside forwards, that they're getting behind the defense and the weak players on the outside, that we can penetrate those balls into that place. And it really never happened in the first game. And because it never happened, we were only 3 in the midfield against 4 of their team. We even didn't connect very well. What actually the team is doing very well, connecting passes. So that's why we switched back in halftime. Stefan Schreck wasn't 100% fit, so we could see that, and I shouldn't let him play from the beginning. But you know, we had a conversation. We thought that he can deliver it. But then we switched back to 4 in the midfield, and suddenly we played our game again. We connected the passes in the midfield, and then we also could put pressure on them. And they had a lot of, they were very, very weak on the outside, and under pressure they made a lot of mistakes. So in the second half we could see that if we would have played that from the beginning, we would have maybe a better chance to win the game. So overall, it's after the game it's very easy to say. Before the game you get 1,000 different thoughts going through your mind. So
well, picking up from that, do you think that it could have made a difference had Stefan Schrock been healthy?
You never know. I mean, you could say if Carly would be healthy, he could maybe score that goal that we need. In soccer, anything is possible. I mean, you could say if he's 100% fit, doesn't mean that he might have a chance. So it's what you have to put that on the table and say, okay, well, how are we going to play? How can we play our game and learn from it? Another thing is, we learned a lot, in my opinion, that we are still a little bit too naive. The higher you play, the more specific the game will be. If you look at the number 7 from Maldives and number 7 from Palestine, those are professional players. They're acting on the field. You touch them a little bit and they're flying. So they know when to do things. We had a couple of times we went into the box and we got really pushed away, and we trying to stay alive and trying to get the ball and trying to be nice and scoring a goal. Where sometimes you just have to be a professional, and you have to know what you do in what kind of situation. So that's what's kind of that we need to take out of this tournament and put it into the next one. And then we will be more
Learn
successful.
some acting.
Yes, some acting lessons.
And speaking of the next tournaments, we're looking forward to the Peace Cup and the Suzuki Cup. Coach, kindly share with us the preparations that you're putting the Azkals through for those tournaments.
We have the tournament, the Peace Cup. You mentioned that we want to go on a charity tour to the U.S. and playing maybe games against Canada, U.S. and maybe Mexico, Panama, whatever those teams are over there. We want to do that something in Europe too. We want to prepare the biggest tournament, the Suzuki Cup. So we have a lot to do in the next 5-6 months, and the more we can train together, the more we can play together, the better it is for our development. So we will also, the beginning of when I came over, I had to see the players, I had to work with the players. So we trained 2 times a week with the national team players, in addition to the training that they have with the club. So that makes it different for them to rest. So now, but I had to see them, we had to find that team. Now we want to do it like we stayed there together for 1 week, and we train twice a day for 1 week, and then after that, they go back to the club and working with the club.
Okay, just to wrap things up, we want to ask you, how have you been? How has your experience of the Philippines been? How have the Filipinos been to you?
I love it. I mean, my thoughts haven't changed since I came over here. After 2 weeks, and somebody asked me, and I think I was here, and they asked me, what do you think? And I said, I don't want to go back anymore. I love it over here. I want to stay over here. Obviously, if you're successful, it makes it much easier. If we wouldn't have success, or we wouldn't have success with the team, but I don't even want to mention, then obviously a little bit more difficult. But I love the country. I love what I have seen so far. It's just beautiful, and I haven't seen the best thing so far. When I look at the books, the people are very nice, very friendly, and the food is great. It's everything. So I love it.
We appreciate the kind words, Coach Thomas, and we look forward to the improvement of the Azkals.
Thank you so much for joining us
very
tonight.
much, Coach.
And congratulations again.
Thank you very much.